My name is Ellen Cogen Lipton, and I live in Huntington Woods, and I am currently running for my third term as the state representative for the 27th House District, which includes 6 fabulous communities, including Huntington Woods, where I reside, Oak Park, Royal Oak Township, Berkeley, Hazel Park, Ferndale, and Pleasant Ridge. As I said, I'm currently serving my second term, and I'm running for my third and final term for the House of Representatives, District 27. Because of term limits, representatives can only serve a maximum of 3 two-year terms, and so I am running for my third term. As evidenced by the numerous endorsements that I've gotten from organizations and elected officials across the state, I am running for my third term in order to complete the work that I began back in 2008, including fighting for economic development for our small businesses and fighting for our working families and middle-class citizens in Michigan. The next question asks, what programs or services does Michigan spend too much or too little? I currently serve as the Democratic Vice Chair of the Appropriations Subcommittee on K-12 Education, and it has become abundantly clear to me and many around the state that Michigan is simply not spending enough of our resources on our most valuable resource, which is our children and the education of our youngest citizens. Research shows that economic development and economic success is closely correlated to education. And if we do not invest more aggressively in all facets of our educational system, we are going to continue to fall behind. So as a result, I have been advocating for increased funding for our public schools across the state, as well as our public community colleges and universities. I've also championed a statewide longitudinal study in order to examine the true cost of educating a child in Michigan. Pennsylvania has engaged in this kind of a study, and it would provide a benchmark for us in order to determine how much it truly costs to educate our children, and as a result, whether or not we are properly investing in education in the state. The next question asks whether or not I support making Michigan a right-to-work state. I don't support the notion that Michigan needs or should be a right-to-work state. States that have passed these kinds of laws are typically states that do not have a rich and robust tradition of collective bargaining as we have enjoyed in the state of Michigan. A right-to-work law, I believe, is incredibly divisive and unnecessary. As a result, citizens across the state have engaged in an effort to protect the right to collectively bargain in our state's constitution, and I applaud those efforts. Unfortunately, the legislature in this past term have taken a number of, in my opinion, drastic measures to limit the ability of our workers and middle-class citizens to collectively bargain. And as a result, citizens across the state have felt the need to make sure that our Constitution protects these rights, and I support those efforts. The last question asks if I support PA4, which is more commonly known as the Emergency Financial Manager Law. I don't support the law in its current form because I feel that it has gone too far in giving power to an appointed official and removing powers to elected officials. I think that the prior laws that were in place that allowed for appointment of a financial manager who would work with the local elected officials was entirely appropriate. I think that the current law, with the sweeping powers given to the unelected and appointed manager, goes too far, and I believe that it has disenfranchised, as a result, thousands of citizens across our state. Thank you very much, and I hope for your support.